So, Kavi, tell me a little bit about what you've been doing. You have your NCIS, you have your other show. You've been doing so much lately. Tell me about what's going on.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course, of course.
It has been a really busy year and especially fall. I heavily recur on NCIS LA as Reserve Agent Shaila Dar, which is fantastic because I'm usually in scenes with, I get to work with everybody, but I'm kind of the right hand of Admiral Kilbride, played by Gerald McCraney, who is just the most incredible human being, is a TV legend and a gem of a human being. We've become very good friends, and it's just been such an amazing experience working on that set. They're just, every single person involved is so, not only are they pro, but they're just kind and they're generous, like top to bottom. They've been doing this for 14 seasons and they still have so much joy. I mean, it's so wonderful. It's the best set I've ever worked on. I love it so much. So I love that I've been a part of it and then I get to continue being a part of it. It's been amazing. I'm part of the Sex Lives of College Girls universe. It premieres tomorrow and I play Bella's mom. I can't really talk about season 2, but I know that the girls are killing it and I'm excited to see it as well. What else? I'm a producer, so a short film that I made last year with my production company, Art Heart Love Productions, has just gotten to its 9th festival. We're going to Oaxaca, Mexico at the beginning of December. We've won a couple of awards. I won Best Actress at a festival in Bali, and the film won Best Dark Fantasy Film at Austin After Dark. And what else? I have another feature film that actually also stars Constance Wu. It was, I think, one of her first films. We made it a very long time ago and it finally got finished. I'm also a producer on the film. I star in it as well, though we don't have scenes together. And her work is extraordinary in it, beautiful. And I'm very proud of the film. And I just saw it at Santa Fe. So it's in festivals. I have another short that's also in festivals. And I'm producing stuff. I've got a film that I'm producing at the beginning of 2023 called The Eighth Year. We're doing that in Vancouver. And I'm creative producer on a film with a studio and just keeping very, very busy. It's been an extraordinary year. And the pandemic and coming out of the pandemic or coming out of the lockdown, I'm super grateful because I've just been able to stay really busy and having a lot of fun.
Wow. I was like, I'm exhausted listening to that. How do you balance it all?
You know what? My daughter no longer needs me in the same way, and and so she's older now, and so it's kind of been incredible. I feel like I have a 19-year-old daughter, and I honestly, she was always a part of my working, doing the thing, making the balance and stuff. But it's been kind of extraordinary being able to kind of make decisions for myself, not having to, to make every single choice being about how I parent and how I, organize everything and stuff. And so far so good. I'm enjoying myself.
Well, congratulations to you. That's amazing. And first of all, you look way too young to have a 19-year-old. I thought you were like in your, you're like 30 or something. You look way, way too young.
We'll just let your viewers imagine that.
Yes. And maybe later we can discuss some of your beauty secrets because it's amazing.
My mother, most and foremost, God and my mom for the skin. But, there's that saying, brown don't frown. I think there's some truth to that too.
I love it. I love it. So tell me about your character on NCIS. I mean, it's an amazing, strong character. How did you prepare for it? And in what ways do you relate to her?
Yeah, it's actually pretty fantastic. I didn't actually audition for this role. I auditioned for a different role. They wanted me for this one. So it was, I guess something in that showed them she's very heavy in ops. There's a lot of, for those who haven't seen the show, ops is all the information, and sometimes you have nothing to grab on and do, and you're just spouting out everything for the audience, for the team, everything. And so it's a lot of talking and it's a lot of fun, and have no idea where they're going with this character, but I know that, they've written from day one. They have written her as really like part of the team, and she goes back and forth to DC, which is why she's not in every episode. But there's an extraordinary connection between her and Kilbride. They've known each other. He doesn't really, other than with Hetty, he doesn't really have that kind of like back and forth. A lot of the other characters are scared of him, and or just really kind of like making sure they don't step on his toes. But my character, unlike with Hetty, where it's kind of like a little bit antagonistical because they're both bosses, right? There's a little more playfulness with me and with Shyla and Kilbride, and I love that they've written her with humor. And so I just kind of go further. I push it as much as I can. I like I said, I have a really great relationship with Gerald McCraney, and so we have a lot of fun. But it's been incredible because she's been out on the field. I get to wield a gun and work with LL Cool J and Chris O'Donnell, and it's been a dream. It's been the best job, and I hope it continues. But it's so much fun, and like I said, they're a phenomenal cast to work with.
I love that. I'm so excited to get to do it. Like I said, I'm so glad that you get to be a role model for so many women watching because, like I said, your character's so strong. She's basically a badass. Let's face it. She's just so amazing. And I'm so excited to see where she goes from here.
Yeah, no, me too. And I love that, as a South Asian woman, as a woman, period, it's great to see strong women on TV. And, the show has, very strong women. So that's really great. And it's also a really diverse cast, which, and then all the guest stars and stuff that they bring in, they're really fantastic. And, we're seeing that more and more, but that's very important to me. And it has always been important to me to kind of push against the stereotypes and just to kind of take roles that I can just show what's possible.
And so, since you are such a role model of people, who were some of your role models growing up in terms of women on TV?
Gosh, women on TV. That's a really good question. I think I'm not even sure if I thought I was going to do TV as much as I thought I would do film. And I always looked up to someone. I mean, it seems so typical to say someone like Meryl Streep, but I just love that she was able to have her career and maintain a family and kind of stay a little bit away from the spotlight. Of course, she's Meryl Streep, so the spotlight's like always ready to find her, but she really lived a life. And honestly, that was very important to me. I wanted to be an actor since I was 5 years old, and I wanted to be a mom since I was 4 years old. So I knew my life. I knew what I wanted to do. And so, when I was ready to have a child, I had a lot of people who were like, oh, well, are you sure you want to do that with your career? And I just always felt like it was going to start after that. It was just such a part of who I am and who I wanted to be. And so I just look up to people, women in particular, who just kind of really did it all. I mean, I think I think I'm a better mother because I, never gave up on myself and my dreams. And I hope to be able to show younger people that too.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I could see you being the Meryl Streep of TV someday because you are you are so great. So I could definitely see that happening.
Thanks.
Yeah, and let's talk about the Sex Lives of College Girls. I mean, that's another amazing show on TV. And how did you get involved with that role?
Yeah, I mean, I auditioned and like with everything else, and it was in the middle. It was the end of 2020. It was on self-tape, and it's it was exciting because it's Mindy Kaling, and she's such a trailblazer, not only for women and for people of color, but specifically for South Asian women of color. And I think it's and so to be a part of, I actually had a role audition that same weekend for both shows, for Never Have I Ever and for this one, both for mom roles. And this was the one I really resonated with it. It just, I love the writing of the audition, everything about it. And, but still, you do your best, you throw it out there and then you kind of have to let it go. And so I found out, a few days later that I was pinned for it, and then I found out less than a week later that I had gotten it. And the best part about it is working with Amrit Kaur, who plays my daughter, who plays Bella. We became incredibly close, and so in season one, where you see that mother-daughter kind of connection between us, it's really real. It was there's a deep affection between us, and the guy who plays my husband is a friend of mine. We've done theater together, Muin Jahan. So we had our little family on set, and again, everyone working with everyone was super fun, and like I got to work with some real comedy legends, and I was very humbled by it, and it was to be a part of that and to be included with it was really cool. And and the girls, all four of them, are really fantastic. Although, of course, I'm biased with Amrit, but I think that the entire cast, they're lovely.
Yeah, so tell me about working with Mindy. She just sounds so incredible. It's on my bucket list to work with her as well one day, but she's just such a badass as well. What was it like when you first met her, when you were first approached by her?
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't get to work with her too much. Our showrunner is Justin Noble. So when I was on set anyway, she wasn't there too often, but she was there. The very first day I shot was the very, very first day of the first day of season one. So everyone was kind of finding their footing and stuff, and she was there, and she was very friendly and very. But just watching her, you just got that sense of like, oh yeah, okay, that's Mindy Kaling, right? She knows what she wants, and she speaks it and does it, and it was really cool. I mean, I kind of was like, I can't believe I'm here. It's such a yeah, work with people who are really doing their thing, and living their dreams and creating opportunities and things like that. It's inspiring, and and I'm just so grateful to be doing this. I've been a professional actor for over 27 years, and to still be doing it and to be able to make a living at it and everything, it's just, it's great. And so to be around people like Mindy, who are, extraordinary at what they do, um, it's such a gift.
Yes, you're very lucky to work with her, and she's very lucky to have worked with you. So it's a really good gift for the both of you.
Thank you so much. You're so kind.
I know you mentioned this a little bit before, but what's next for you? I mean, you have these two shows, you have the movies you're producing. So what's next on the list?
I mean, I'm still working on NCISLA, so I've got a couple of episodes coming up that I'm working on. I'm still, in the mix with the acting. I mean, with the auditioning and everything, it's kind of never ending, which is wonderful, and then, as as you start to do bigger and bigger projects, you get better and better opportunities to audition for things that, in life of an actor is very interesting. It's like you need to be able to and want to do this even if you're not getting paid, because it's like you're doing it for the art, for the love of it. But to get to a place where you're actually being able to support yourself and to live and to enjoy your life, and it's an extraordinary feeling, and any big job could be that thing that just takes you to the next level of your career, and I've had such an exceptional fall where I've gotten to work and go to every single festival that I've wanted to. It's kind of, I couldn't have orchestrated this fall I mean, it was just perfect. I literally got to go to every single thing and to work. And so I got to experience, because my films are super important to me as well, and so, I've gotten to experience all of that. And so what's next? I mean, hopefully more time on NCISLA. I hope to do some more travel next year, and personal travel. And I'm going to be writing. I'm going to be starting to write something, which I'm not going to talk about yet, but I'm really excited about who I'm writing with, and creating that. And then, yeah, like I said, hopefully the film will be in Q1 of 2023. So early 2023 in Vancouver. I love producing. I think it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's having that creative voice and being able to be behind the scenes and to make it happen. I think it's really valuable and really important. And part of why I made my film, my short film, was because I play 5 different characters in the film, and I'm one of the EPs, I'm one of the producers, and honestly, I just didn't want to wait around for someone else to say I could do it. I just wanted to kind of take some of that control and say, this is what I want to create, and hopefully it'll resonate. And so far it has been, which has been incredible. So more of that, I think the producing projects are going to come front and center next year, because I'm working on a couple of big projects. So yeah, so we'll see. I'm always open, and I'm always, looking with who I can collaborate with, and also trying to find out what's valuable to me. What story do I want to tell, and what do I think will resonate, with others. And I don't create necessarily to reach an audience, but I definitely think that, because I do think that the more specific you are to your own views or your own stories or whatever it is, that the more specific the story is, the more it reaches other people. But I'm definitely, looking at what, kind of the zeitgeist of like what's happening in the world and stuff. So but yeah, so lots of really fun things coming up.
Nice. So we'll have to have you back on again to discuss all the things.
Thanks. Yeah, I would love to.
Yes. And one thing I like asking people I interview is, tell me a fun fact about yourself.
Fun fact about myself. Okay, this is a fun fact. I don't know if it's fun, but it's been on my mind. So I'm very petite, and I recently found out that I have long legs. It's just so funny. I know that sounds crazy, but like, I was told by one of my costume designers on the show that we were talking about a costume or something like that, and she mentioned that I had long legs, and it completely transformed my life. I was like, why didn't I know this 30 years ago? I don't know what that is, but it just, like, now that I know that proportionally I have long legs, it's just, I carry myself a little differently. It's the most bizarre thing. And a little less, silly is that my daughter is the voice of Mira on Disney Junior's Mira Royal Detective. So if your audience hasn't seen it, you really should check it out. It's season 1 and season 2 are on Disney Plus, and she plays Mira, and she is extraordinarily talented. And so I'm also a very, very proud mama.
As you should be. She's amazing in that role. So yes. Very proud, very proud. And I'm very jealous of the long legs thing, because I'm 4'10" and I have stubby corgi legs. So
I mean, I'm about 5 feet, so I hear you on the short. Like, I am, it's so funny. It's like, I always knew I was in proportion, but I didn't understand that being in proportion meant that I probably had a shorter torso and longer legs. So I would always watch those videos on YouTube that say, how to dress when you have short legs. And I thought, but I can wear, like, that doesn't make sense. I know it sounds so silly, but you would understand. It's like, it just blew my mind. And then I just kept attracting people who would be like, who were short like me, like, oh, you're lucky you can wear that because you have long legs. I'm like, what? But it really has, like, changed. I mean, and I wish it didn't matter to me, but apparently it really did matter to me. And so, I mean, I'm still short. I'm thinking, like, let's not kid ourselves. I'm still short, but it really has, it was just, and the funny thing is I finally accepted, it's like one of those lifelong insecurities that I'd had.
Yeah.
And I had finally, genuinely, in my heart of hearts, like, accepted myself, in these last couple of years. It's just really, like, wasn't thinking about my height. I mean, look, I'm on NCIS LA, where everyone is really tall, and they know how to shoot that. So, I don't feel short. Like, it's great. And even on set, like, I don't feel that. Like, I feel like I'm working with, I don't let it get in my way. It's just, but it's such a great, great feeling to know that they see me as someone who can go wield a gun and, like, go chase the bad guys and stuff like that. I mean, I love it, but I had finally accepted that this is me, I accept myself. I'm really short, I'm tiny, blah, blah, blah. And so then to get this, like, information that I have long legs for my body, I was like, wow, It seems so silly, but it was the best. It was the best, and I couldn't stop talking about it for like months. I was like, "Did you know I have long legs?" And
That is adorable.
my daughter's very tall, and so you know, when I told her and I explained it, she's like, "Yeah, I can see that." I'm like, "Oh, I wish I had known."
It's adorable. I love that. And so to my TV say too, what are you watching these days?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's more like what I need to be watching. I've got all these shows that I'm super backed up with because in October of 2021, I became obsessed with Turkish television shows. And I mean, obsessed with Turkish television shows. And so I've watched a ton of Turkish TV. Um, but I have given myself, today is actually the last day. I'm like wrapping up. I literally own, like, I'm not own, I have a Turkflix account that I canceled yesterday. I was like, okay, enough. I got to catch up on my Grays. I got to catch up on my Outlander. There's some movies I want to watch on Netflix, and then I need to get to the movie theater and watch some big things. I want to see. Obviously, I need to see Wakanda Forever, and yeah, no. So I'm a little back. I watch every episode of NCIS LA. I definitely do. I will definitely be watching Sex Lives of College Girls. And yeah, so now it's time to get back to watching American TV. But yeah, I've been really obsessed. Turkish TV is really, it's great. It's fun. And it's like kind of one of those not at all guilty pleasures, because it's like very slow burn in the way they tell the stories. Each episode is super long. But it's been a great anxiety relief, during the pandemic. It's just been enjoying and watching. And I've picked up quite a bit of Turkish watching, which has been great.
Incredible. I might have
Really
to
wanted
check that out.
yeah.
And speaking of guilty pleasures, what is your guilty pleasure TV show?
I mean, again, I don't feel guilty about it at all, but I mean, I love Outlander, and I came late to the game. It was, I think I was in season 3 when I had been seeing those ads for years and just kind of ignored it. And I'm a pretty big reader, so I kind of don't know how I just didn't know about these books. And then I just watched like 3 seasons in like one Thanksgiving weekend. And then I've been, and I think I've watched the entire thing more than a few times.
Nice. I
So
love that.
so I'm not afraid to admit it, but I mean, so I'm not at all guilty. I mean, watching Katrina Balfe and Sam Heughan together, not only they're just chemistry, but they're both such extraordinary actors. It's like a masterpiece. So I love watching great actors. I love watching great acting, and I'm about to go in a couple of weeks. I'm going to go see The Inheritance at the Geffen here in LA, and it was on Broadway, and now it's here, and it's 6 hours, 3 hours, 2 nights of theater, 3 hours each. So wherever I can see it, I just absolutely love great acting.
And where can we find you on social media so we can continue to follow your amazing career?
Yeah, so I'm Kavi Ladnier 1111 on Instagram, Kavi Ramachandran Ladnier on Facebook. I have a Twitter account at Kavi Ladnier, but I'm barely on there, barely telling my age. And yeah, and then Now and Never Film. .com is the website for the film, and Now and Never Film on Instagram is also where we can find out about the film. And then, yeah, my website is kaviladner.com.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to have you on again soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. I really appreciate you having me.
Thank you. We'll talk soon. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.